Greetings. I'm Steve Pokorny. I'm the founder of Freedom Coaching. It's an honor to be with you and to walk you through a little bit of how we do our work here at Freedom Coaching. Maybe you're looking for answers. Maybe you've been trapped in the cycle of compulsive behavior, of unchaste behavior. You've tried everything. You're just not finding the lasting answers. Or maybe you have a loved one, a family member, or a close friend who is dealing with an attachment to pornography, and they aren't sure what to do, and it breaks your heart to see them struggle. Well, I think you've come to a very good place here. So Freedom Coaching is a one-to-one mentoring system designed to break the power of pornified images permanently. How do we do this? Well, it's through a transformation of mind, heart, and vision. And I know this not just personally, but also professionally. On the personal level, I was hooked for over 12 years. I thought this would be the rest of my life. Well, God had other plans. And what he did was set me on a path of genuine freedom. And little did I know that the work that I had to go through was not meant just for me, that it was meant for the world. And so professionally, since 2011, we've seen countless men and women come in, some of the most broken men and women who feel hopeless, feel trapped in this guilt, shame, and self-hatred cycle, and have those chains smashed, and to walk as a beloved son or daughter of God. So how do we do this? Well, it's a 4-stage process that we use. And stage 1 is where we look at a client's history through an emotional lens. And we like to say that we just happen to be in the room. It's God who really begins to do a lot of the work there. There's a lot of healing there. This isn't just a pray it away methodology. This isn't a pray it away methodology at all. What it is getting to the root of what those emotions are, what's driving the behavior, and then finding some genuine answers. Stage 2 is where we do a deep dive into the neuroscience of pornography, which helps a person understand why they can't break free on their own willpower. There's the phrase that says willpower doesn't work. And this is true in this case. There's something that's happened here. It's been a programming that a person's received that is holding them back from living the best life that we believe God calls them to live. Stage 3 is identity formation. It's coming to know who you are as a beloved son or daughter of God. It's about learning that it's moving from a place of radical isolation into genuine community with others, or communio, that begins to shatter the illusions that I have to have this unchaste behavior just to make some semblance of control in my life. Instead, we start living through these genuine relationships, start receiving even further healing. And 4th stage is vision coaching. The reason why most people who have this attachment find they can't break free, they can't be done with this, is because they're blind. They've never learned how to see the body correctly as God has created them to see it. And if we stay in this place, we will only be the blind trying to lead the blind, and everyone's going to end up in a ditch. Instead, by learning how to see the body correctly, understanding what is human sexuality all about from God's perspective, and then especially being programmed by genuine beauty, we are deprogrammed by what the pornified culture offers and are brought into a much greater existence, something that's way more satisfying. So if stages 1 and 2 are a breaking down, once we get to stage 3, it's like getting to base camp, where we're climbing this mountain of sexual integrity to be authentically who we are in a place of tremendous joy, a joy the world just can't give. So this process is the duration of the process from stages 2 through 4 are about 13 meetings. That's typically where it works out. Stage 1 is the X factor. That's a client's history. Every client is different. So we treat clients, even though it's a process, we treat clients individually, meeting them where they are. And some clients have a good deal of history they need to work through, because this is a form of trauma that needs to be healed. The cost for the program, we work on a sliding scale. Based on family size and salary, all those can be seen on the application sheet at the top of the site. You can download those and not download, but fill them out online and be able to work through those and see what this is. And then the other element is we work with clients all over the world. So we use video technology, and meetings are between 50 to 60 minutes a piece. Okay, and the guarantee of freedom coaching is that by the time a client is done with this process, they have what they need to be done with this forever. Now, the asterisk on that is threefold. Number one, the grace of God needs to be made available to them. 2, they need to open themselves up to that grace. And 3, they need to respond to that grace. So if you look at those elements, these are 3 things that no coach can control, right? This is not magic. It's grace. And there's some work involved, but there's that response to grace. And if a client follows these three guidelines, then we see miracles happen. We get to, as I mentioned, we get to see some of the most broken men and women walk in genuine freedom by the time they're finished with this process. And it's incredibly beautiful. And what a client receives is something way more satisfying than anything that pornography can offer, because fantasy can never fulfill. Fantasy isn't real, but we're made for real relationships, real love, real joy. And so the last line I'd like to share with you, last message that I'd like to convey, and this is what we believe here at Freedom Coaching, is that nothing is irredeemable. Everything can be transformed. The question is, will you enter into what we believe God is calling you to become, the best version of who you really are? We look forward to getting to know you a little bit more. So when you're ready, go ahead, click on where it says application, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch with you very soon. God bless.